What's going on, Jerome's? We're back for the Vikings-Panthers halftime show, the only halftime show that matters in the actual known universe. So Vikings got the rock, minute and 50 and change left. Vikings have 3 timeouts. We'll see what they do here. So the Panthers just tied up 7-7, 3rd and 11. Teddy hit Robbie Anderson on a 41-yard touchdown catch and run. Now, what the Vikings had done since the bye week, they had started introducing a lot of zone blitzes on 3rd down. And so wait a minute. How is that not a penalty? Wait, how is that not a penalty? No penalty? For a helmet to... Do the rules just not apply? Do the rules just not apply to Chad Beebe? Is that what's going on? But anyways, so the Vikings had run zone blitzes 1 or 2 times on 3rd down ever since the bye, and I think the Panthers caught up on that. So the Vikings ended up zone blitzing, and they had a Fadi in his zone against Robbie Anderson. It was a great play call by Joe Brady and company, good execution by the Panthers as well, so it's really unfortunate. But Vikings do have the ball. They're going to be marching, looking for points before the half. The Vikings also get the ball to start the half as well, so they're in relatively good position here. So we'll see. How the hell was that not a helmet-to-helmet Shaq Thompson on Chad Beebe? Do the rules not apply when it's not Harrison Smith? Is that what's happening? Is that what's going on? Yeah. Also, what's the deal with Jonathan Vilma mispronouncing a Fadi's name? It's like, bro, you get a sheet full of every single player's name on the roster phonetically spelled out, and you still spit out Afedi Odina Bodo, or whatever the hell he said. I mean, it was... Jonathan Vilma is not good at this. Plus, also, obviously, I'm bitter because of Bounty Gate, but... Oh, Kirk Cousins! Oh, he's back at it again! Kirk G3. I know that whenever Cousins makes a run, everyone goes to, Kirk Vick or Kirk Mar Jackson. But no, Kirk G3. Because it's funny, because they're teammates, and Kirk stole RG3's job. It's funnier. So, yeah. But yeah, Vikings are in a good spot right now. Looking to at least add a field goal. Ideally a touchdown, because that was only their 2nd time out. So, also, they're not calling helmet to helmet. Man, Chad Beebe's getting busted around, man. So in that first play on the punt, which he should have fair caught anyway, man, that's rough. That's rough. Also, how does this happen? How do the Vikings get saddled with these jabronis on the call yet again? Right now, I'm just hate listening to the call. Because, yeah, you could turn on KFan, but, yeah. Even though I do love and respect Paula and Pete Bursich. Oh, they got the double A gap going on. Oh, they're bringing the heat. Oh, Kirk tosses it away. Is that a corner blitz? Oh, no, Jeremy Chin. God, Jeremy Chin's a monster, man. And this Panthers team is going to be really good really quick. I mean, they are young and they are fast and they don't give a fudge on this defense. I think Jeremy Chin is a future star. I think Brian Burns is already a star. So... Damn, Gina. I had reservations about Chin, though, in the draft process because he was coming out of Southern Illinois, absolute physical freak, but, the level of competition, how would that translate to the NFL? But he's certainly doing the damn thing. Oh, Rudy. Man, Rudy's made some big catches the last couple of weeks. And he also has to really step up with Thielen out. Tick, tick, tick. Still have 1 timeout. We got Spike. There we go. All right, so the Vikings at the 29-yard line. 16 seconds left. They got 1 timeout in their back pocket. So with the timeout, that means that the entire field is open. So if the Panthers vacate a little space in the middle, a little Justin Jefferson, 15-yard in, or how about a post route? Can we get a little something going? I like how Jefferson is really stepping up as a wide receiver 1 too, man. Like, the Vikings offense has been a little bit stagnant, but also you wondered how he was going to respond with Thielen out, and him catching that first touchdown, making a couple nice catches on that first drive as well, really stepping up and looking good. So Vikings empty backfield. Chad Beebe moved. God damn it, Beebe. Stop trying to make Chad Beebe happen, Kubiak. Can we get an actual wide receiver 3? I understand that Chad Beebe picks up 1 first down every game on 3rd down, but is that really enough to justify his rooster spot? Nah. Kubiak every single time. Well, we got to have Chad. Also, why are you flinching, man? It's not like he's coming for you. We need BBs and Chad Beebe accessories. God, Brian Burns' jump off the ball is sick. Oh, Jefferson! Where's the flag, babe? Come on. Come on. That's manslaughter, man. Oh, Jefferson almost hung on to that one. What the H? Like, I understand that 25 does not have the skill to run with 18, but come on. Troy Pride Jr. Psh, Golden Omer, please. Now what's the flag? What is it with these errors, man? Dun. Delay a game. Wow. Really? Man, they are pushing themselves out of field goal range. This is so stupid. This is ridiculous. Just run. Then you can take the timeout. So we're looking at, he's at the 35, 42, 52-yard field goal, 51-yard field goal. Somewhere in there. Sure. I don't know why he took the timeout with 5 seconds left, because typically a field goal takes about 4 seconds. So if you miss, they could get the ball back in time for a Hail Mary heave, but it's whatever. But man, does seem like the Vikings are the better team, but they're just really not putting it together. I mean, outside of that opening drive, offense has been stalled out. Vikings, so they've been soft against the run all year, and Davis and Rodney Smith and Trenton Cannon are certainly doing a little bit of work on. Now what? Oh, icing them. Hey, this is not the Big 12, man. This is the National Football League, Matt Rule. Please. All right, so we'll see what happens here with Bailey. But, yeah, the Vikings have not capitalized on opportunities. And then this clown car cavalcade drive towards the end. You're leaving Dan Bailey with a super difficult field goal for his age. 53 is right on the brink of his range. So we'll see. Come on, man. Come on, man. Also, the Teddy haters out in full force. What can you do? And it is good. Nice. Great kick by Bailey. Love that one. All right, so Vikings. Oh, good. They ran the clock out. Good. All right, so the Vikings up 10-7. Let's see. Bailey 53. All right, so Vikings up 10-7 at the half. Kind of felt like this is going to be an ugly, low-scoring game, but the Vikings do have relative control. And, I mean, they squandered yet another Eric Kendricks red zone interception, which is just frustrating, man. So Kendricks has now had a red zone pick in 3 of his last 4 games. One against Detroit, one against Dallas. Obviously, that one just absolutely insane one on Dalton Schultz. Then also this game as well. But yeah, the Vikings in there fighting, and this is sort of what you expect. this is sort of what you expected. A game without Adam Thielen, and then looking macro-wise, a game without Michael Pierce, a game without Danielle Hunter. And now, obviously, a lot of teams are dealing with COVID issues as well as injuries themselves. But, I mean, I'm glad that the Vikings have not just rolled over and died, because that is the wuss way out, even though, what about draft pick? What about draft pick? You draft where you draft, play to win the game. So I like what this young team is doing. If they can get Dalvin going, obviously Matt Rule and the Carolina Panthers defense are selling out to stop Dalvin Cook, but that should be opening a couple things up downfield. Kirk Cousins, man, it's time to be a hero. This team needs you. Or also, hey, BC Johnson, hello, where you at? Kyle Rudolph stepping up a little bit would be great to see, but it is good that the offensive line has kept Cousins relatively clean so far, even though Brian Burns is just back there waiting, man. And watch 53 in the second half, because it's annoying, but he is a lot of fun, because he's like maybe 240. I know he's listed at 250, but he's maybe 240. He played at like 215 at Florida State. But he is just a preeminent speed rusher. He is phenomenal. And, you know, he lines up all over the place, defensive end, outside linebacker. I mean, this Panthers team is fun. It is a lot of fun. And, man, could you imagine them with McCaffrey? Scary. Would be scary. They got speed all over the place. They go 3 deep at wide receiver. So it is what it is there. But Vikings holding on. They get the ball in the first half. So Kubiak has been good. Get the ball in the second half. So Kubiak has been good. So offensive coordinators, they will generally script 15, 20, 25 plays for the first half, but also they'll have a secondary script if they do get the ball to start the second half. And Kubiak has been really good with that. Also, watch the first play. Generally, they've been running a lot of power on the first play, so not zone. So you watch a lot of power O, some counter tray. They've had a lot of good success with that. So when the Vikings get the ball, I know it's controversial, but I think that the first play is going to be a Dalvin Cook run, and I think it might be power. So we'll see what happens there. And I think the Vikings do need to stick with the run game. I know that they haven't really broken through yet. Dalvin has 11 carries for 35 yards. But, I mean, the Panthers, you can run on the Panthers. They are fast, but what they sacrifice for speed is their size. So you look on the defensive interior, they do have Brown and company in there, and also Shaq Thompson, Tahir Whitehead. But you can run on the Panthers, especially between the tackles. So I think it's just something that you're just going to have to keep chipping away at, and I think eventually the chunk yardage will come. The 3-yard runs in the first half become 5, the 5-yard runs become 7, and then the 7 become 12 and 15, and then all of a sudden Dalvin busts one. So I think that's what the Vikings have to do in the second half. Take that first drive, bleed 5-6 minutes off the clock, and then put one in the end zone. And I think that will go a long way to keeping the Panthers at bay here, because overall, even though the Panthers have moved the ball, I think I think Zimmer's has a good game plan for Teddy. So one of the reasons why the Vikings are giving up some yardage in the run game is that you notice is that they are playing nickel. They are keeping that nickel on the field, even when Carolina is in 21 personnel, so 2 running backs, one tight end, or 12 personnel. So even when they only have 2 wide receivers on the field, the Vikings are generally keeping that nickel defense in. Also, they're playing a lot of 2 deep safeties, so they are playing coverage on Teddy Bridgewater. That's one of the big reasons why Teddy taking some of those deep shots hasn't really been there. And also that's why they're able to run, because you're a little bit undersized up front. Also, you got the extra defensive back in as opposed to a linebacker. So it's always a little bit of trade-offs. And I know that you want to sit in coverage, you want to blitz people, you want to stop the run, but you can't have everything all the time. It's like having low prices, great customer service, and great selection, and a great product. Usually you can get 3 out of 4. It's very rare that you get 4 out of 4. So I think the Vikings second half, I think the formula is pretty easy. Ride Dalvin Cook, make a couple more plays in the passing game. Justin Jefferson, Jefferson looked good in scripted plays, but then once they got off the spot, he's really got to step up second half. 4 targets. Can you make that 6 at minimum? Maybe 8 in the second half. They can actually get that thing going. Would be good to see. Man, I forgot how good Trey Boston is at times. But also, damn, you got Harrison there clanging and banging. Also, can either side actually get home? Because both sides are getting a decent pass rush, especially Carolina. But can someone get home? Actually, well, not get home against Cousins, but can someone get home against Teddy, please? Can we get a strip sack? Can we get something going? God, they just showed the Kendricks replay again. How is Kendricks so good in coverage, man? Also, when did Kendricks flip on the switch? Because for a number of years, like, he was a good linebacker, like, but he wasn't, I'd say top 10 in the league. Then he got that big contract, the 5 years, $50 million. Then a lot of Vikings fans were like, he's not worth that contract. And then all of a sudden, thwack. He turned that on. He's the best linebacker in the NFL. Best off-ball linebacker in the NFL. He's a tackling machine. He's a turnover machine. He's easily the best coverage linebacker in the game, and that's why you see the Vikings play a lot of Tampa too, especially on some third down situations where they'll play the two deep safeties, and then they'll trust Kendricks to just patrol the middle, the deep middle of that defense. So it's really fun to see there. But yeah, that's a good question, man. With Vilma, it's rough with Vilma. God, it's not good. Kenny Alberts is fine. Not as good as his brother or the other Alberts, but he's fine. But Vilma's just straight up bad, man. It's just not good. Like I understand that color analysts generally have to be former players, but you can do better than Vilma. I mean, a lot of people want to do games. A lot of former players want to do games, and just because you get a guy that maybe wasn't the most marquee player, he would do a better job than Jonathan Vilma. I get that Vilma's getting by because he was the middle linebacker of the Saints and blah, 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 and the U being the U, but he's not good. He's not good. He tries hard. He means well. He's just not that good. It's like Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen's terrible, by the way. And Fox bends over backwards just trying to get him in the booth because, remember, he's still playing. And remember a couple years ago, the big controversy was, well, how can Greg Olsen call a Vikings game when he's going to play the Vikings in a couple weeks? Because generally on Fridays, TV crews will sit in with coaching staffs and pick their brain, and sometimes they'll get some nuggets on strategy that, NDA, keep it on the DL sort of deal that you can bring up on the broadcast. But, I mean, if you're on a team that's going to be playing the team that you're covering, it's just bad optically. And also, I mean, Greg Olsen is not good enough where you should make those concessions. Like, he's not Tony Romo. It'd be great? Color commentary, Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler is actually really freaking funny. He's a funny dude. He's got that dry humor, which I think actually plays well on color commentary, because over the top, like, shtick, or when commentators are clearly trying too hard to be funny, trust me, I know, it doesn't carry over well. But dry wit, like with no laugh track, it just works. It's like how The Office and Parks and Rec work, because they don't have that stupid laugh track. I mean, so the jokes just hang. It's exactly like that with dry comedy in the booth. Plus, Cutler obviously knows football. Plus, Jay Cutler's tough. Jay Cutler ran the option at Vanderbilt, man. So that's what it is there. But see here. Let's see what else there. Why does Jalen Holmes line up a yard off the ball? I think they're running a bit of a flex on the defensive line, so I actually think that's by design. Oh, yeah. What did Vilma call Afadi? Odenabogo? Or something like that? It's hilarious. It's hilarious, man. Yeah. All right, so Vikings up 10-7. They get the ball, start the second half. We're going to go grab some vittles. Thanks for coming along at halftime. Stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll talk about things, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. And then we'll do our winners and losers at the end of the game. Hopefully the Vikings are the winners. We'll see. Skol.